The custom colors are coming back. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. I've been noticing a lot of new custom colors coming out of the Gibson custom shop. A lot of these are dealer exclusives, other times apparently they're on a hot list. I just thought I'd feature some of these. Like, I've been seeing a bunch of these orange tigers show up for sale. These are not cheap, they're $7,200. Your standard base level black Les Paul customs, about $5,000 brand new. However, many of these custom colors actually have a flame top, so it's a little bit different. You have to have the translucent finish, so that means you have to use slightly higher grade woods, but it's the custom shop. It's not like they're using trash, even on their solid colored finishes. Usually they don't discriminate all that much. Now, unfortunately, it's not like a maple neck or anything crazy, so you just have to really love this flame top custom in that color. And as I said, there's been multiples of these. Melody Music Shop just happens to have 2 of them. This one's a little bit more of a tighter flame, if that's what you're interested in. But hey, check it out. This is what actually sparked me to want to talk about these. They have Ferrari red back. Got your stark white binding with your blinding red finish. And you're going to see the return of many of 80s custom colors throughout the remainder of this episode. So normally you don't find Ferrari red in this condition anymore. We have documented some vintage originals. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised they can advertise it with that title. But if you visit their website, they're actually having a sale. You're not paying much of a premium. Because you gotta remember, it's only the ebony ones that are cheaper. The white ones are more expensive, so I would say that's a fair price if you're in the market for a brand new custom and you're wanting to pay new. Check out Cartridge Brass. I think they first started using this finish around 2018. I just wanted to bring it up because I don't think a lot of people know of its existence. It looks like it'd be a pretty nice color. It's kind of like a mixture of a gold and silver with a little bit of bronze thrown in. Then on their website for $6,000 is just a straight up Pelham blue Les Paul custom. You don't find that too often outside of the specific year reissues that have like aging and a bunch of other stuff done to them. This is just a nice solid example if you're looking for gloss. Here's one for $5,500. I've been seeing a few dealers list chrome and nickel hardware options. Again, that's a very 80s thing. Can you find stock chrome hardware late 70s customs? Yes, but it becomes a little bit more common in the early 80s. So we're just seeing this big revival here, which I think is cool. I've been seeing a lot of comments lately of guys saying, if only it didn't have gold hardware. They're starting to come out. Check this out, Viceroy Goldburst, they called it. They've got it listed at $5,800. I was impressed when I first saw this. It's almost like the original Goldburst, again, of the early 80s, that I just recently bought back my perfect one. We'll review him soon. But I had first saw these listed before I got that, so I actually tried to buy one of these for review and documentation, but we were just a little bit too far apart price-wise. And ultimately, I just didn't like how they didn't exactly get the teardrop shape right, for my personal preferences. But if you want an original Goldburst, but don't want to worry about the orange peeling or finding one in good shape, I thought it was pretty cool to be able to pick one up off the shelf. Then would you look at this? They have the all double gold Les Paul, a straight up gold Les Paul custom. You don't find it often, like there's the Gibson USA Fort Knox Les Paul, but that's not exactly the same. Guitar Center did a limited edition run in 1980. Most people wouldn't know about that. And there was also an anniversary run that has the golden headstock. But this is another color you don't see too often on a Les Paul custom. But now let's take a break from Les Pauls and talk about SGs. Because once again, custom colors here. Here's Electric Candy Blue. It's a 3-pickup SG custom, but you don't have the pick guard, just the tenon cover. It's also done up in chrome hardware, but that's almost like a purple finish on this one. And yet it looks like they tinted the lacquer. So I bet that one has an interesting vibe in person. And oh my goodness, is that a black stinger? I missed that at first glance. That's pretty cool from a non-mod collection guitar. You don't see that too often. Then they also had this one, Metallic Teal. This reminded me a lot of those candy apple ones that they've made in the mod collection in the past. It's kind of like a greenish red. I wonder if that's actually picking something up reflection-wise in their studio. Looking back here, maybe that's just part of it. It's not my favorite hue in the world, but it's different and unique. And yeah, there we go. We can see our black stinger a bit better. The next one from Ken Stratton Music, I was really impressed with this finish. They called it Gray Fog. It kind of reminds me of the Mink Bohemian SG, and then there's also cool models like the London Fog. This one's just got a nice, like, almost brushed-like finish to it. It's like a canvas that's coming to life, and you've got the aged hardware, and you can see even more unique hues on the back. But here's the cool thing, is it's a custom. And man, I did not even realize this. It's actually part of the Widowed family. They sprayed over the binding on the headstock and a little bit on our logo too. And you're getting custom bucker pickups. I really wish I would have noticed that. I would have made them an offer because that really wasn't that bad for a custom Color SG Custom. And then they did a straight up double gold one. Super gold on an SG Custom with the triple pickups. And now let's talk about that leading photo that Wildwood posted in mid-October of some very interesting R6s. So typically an R6 would look like this. A 1956 reissue of a gold top with P90 pickups. It's the introduction of the ABR1 bridge on a Les Paul. And then the next year after that, you get the humbuckers, and then eventually we get to what is known as the Burst today. These ones are a little bit different. They're still outfitted with the P90 pickups, but they have like an R9 super flame top and bursted color. Now you could say this one's a little bit more of a clowny burst, whereas this one has that nice washed out fade and really good flame top. And then this one's just kind of somewhere in between. It's kind of cool how they have an example of a wide flame, kind of a medium flame, and a slightly tighter one, but no pinstripey ones. And I found their caption interesting. It's like going back to the 90s. Yeah, Gibson would do runs like these. But they had more than just these three. Let's check out all the ones that were in stock. This one sold fast. I'm pretty sure that was the one in the middle photo. That is such a great even flame. The back, I really enjoy this. I've kind of felt that the aniline cherry dyed backs have been getting a little bit too crazy lately. So it's nice to see one that's more of like a nice dark mahogany. Again, harkening back to like a refinished 1956 reissue. And you get this beautiful side profile shot. Here's another shot of our medium flamed one, I do believe. Back is done up in a similar color with some cool wood grain, with another photo angle to appreciate. I don't believe we've seen this top before. It looks pretty similar to the others, but if you don't like the tops going at slight angles, I would say this one's nice and straight across. Still has your P90 pickups and ooh, interesting lines in our wood. I would imagine that is a figuring line. Now this top's got some character, a little bit flamey, but yet you got the wood grain underneath. That's actually a really unique top. And your back's looking like that. I would possibly review that. That's got like the best of both worlds going on. In case you're interested in it, just tell them the serial number. They can look it up on their website. But as our last one, this one's got a little bit more greeny vibes to it. You can tell that the wood reflects a little bit differently. That's why one side looks a little bit brighter than the other. Usually it's not that apparent in person, but it seems it's got the same colored back, just a lighter colored finish. Yeah, there we go. Matches better there. But here's one that was a little bit more of like a honey burst than Humbucker land. Kind of reminds me of a Heritage 80 series guitar. Ah, that must be part of their whole Wildwood spec thing, not going for the super aniline dyes. I can dig that. That's a nice looker. Here's another new release that has a slightly more pinstriped flame with a darker burst, with the back looking like that. And here's the last of our traditional ones. Nice top. But just in case you love the custom shop tops that they're offering here, but you don't have the budget for it, they do offer premium versions of the Gibson USA standards. And they've done this long before Gibson also offered that $200 upgrade. You can get some pretty interesting tops like this one. Wildwood was at the forefront of that. You had to pay $200 more, but instead of getting a top like this, you would get a top like this on a Gibson USA. So it's always interesting to see what ones they can come up with. And you don't find the reverse chevron flame pattern all that often. Super wide here. That's a top that's gonna dance in person. But since we've got some time left tonight, let's talk about some oddities that the Music Zoo's listed. Take a look at this one. So we've got a black Les Paul Custom that has one P90 pickup, wrap tail, and a single volume and a single tone. Definitely reminds me of the Les Paul Senior model, but they dressed it up tuxedo. I hate to say it, I just don't think the senior model really took off as well as they thought it would, / as much as I hoped it would. I loved reviewing those. People just can't seem to get over the price tag of a one pickup Les Paul, even though they're pretty much built as the full real deal. They didn't quite get the notoriety that the one pickup Les Paul Customs got. However, they might become collectibles in the future. So I like that they keep trying it on different iterations. So this one's like a Les Paul Custom. They build it as a 1954. So it's kind of taking elements of the staple pickup one, but now we've got a dog ear P90 instead of a regular P90. It's got all the class up top as far as your headstock and inlays and fretboard go. Very interesting choice to go with nickel hardware. Most customs don't have that, so it makes it even more unique. But when I say these aren't a widespread success, that doesn't mean that they haven't sold them. It just means they're usually very limited numbers. This one has since ended, but it was available at $6,500. If you're interested in a similar guitar, they also made a Les Paul Jr. Rhythm. It's just one of those weird oddities that'll take the very right person to appreciate. But if anybody's interested in this one, or you got something to trade, we can talk, or it looks like Music Zoo has a couple of them too. Alright, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed our custom color journey and the guitars we saw along the way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, consider subscribing. I post videos like this every day. And you might even enjoy this next one.